On January 9th, 2024, Dr. Anthony Fauci admitted during congressional testimony that the 6-foot social distancing mandate, quote, sort of just appeared, end quote.
One of the things that makes me really optimistic about Trump's team that he's assembling is that it feels like they're going to finally actually drain the swamp. I think for a lot of Americans, you kind of got used to feeling like the people who do wrong, the higher ups, the puppets, the corrupts, when they do harm, that no justice ever really comes to them. And you kind of just get used to it. Like, people are used to the idea of no one being held accountable on an Epstein list. People have doubts that anybody who was on those Diddy tapes will ever be held accountable. And people really doubt that any corrupt politician would ever have to actually pay for the corruption. And it comes with the whole pandemic thing. Like, a lot of people who were vaccine harmed, a lot of people who lost their jobs, a lot of people who lost their lives, a lot of people who were extremely affected. I think like there's this air of like no one's ever going to be held accountable. Like, no one's ever going to pay the price for what's been done to America and to Americans. And with him sort of assigning JFK and what a lot of stuff has been coming out, which a lot of this stuff has been out, but like really coming to the surface with Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates, for once in my life, I'm kind of allowing myself to believe like maybe somebody will be held accountable. Like, maybe the powerful would actually be brought to their knees. Like, I could be wrong. Maybe nothing would come of this, but I like to see someone like JFK that genuinely feels like he has a heart for this. It doesn't feel like pander. It doesn't feel performative, because he's been talking about this for years. And so I'm very happy that Donald Trump put him on to do this, and I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of this. And just for YouTube policy purposes, anything that's in these videos is not my professional opinion. Go do your own research. I am not a doctor. I am just an entertainer, and it's for entertaining purposes only.
On January 9th, 2024, Dr. Anthony Fauci admitted during congressional testimony that the 6-foot social distancing mandate, quote, sort of just appeared, end quote.
Yeah, big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
And, you know, the whole Fauci thing, like any criticism of Fauci, it's like anti-science.
Fauci's a freaking demon, if you ask me.
If you read RFK's book, if the real Anthony Fauci, if that's correct, if the facts are in there, that's true, it's all referenced, you could find the sources, and on top of it, he's never been sued for that book, which doesn't make any sense. If he just made a bunch of lies up, he would get sued.
Yes.
So the guy's a monster.
Dr. Fauci, you've become Dr. Fear. Americans do not hate science. I don't hate science. The American people hate having their freedoms taken from them.
I think maybe a lot of people out there don't realize Fauci funded the bioweapons research that was going on in Wuhan. Like, you can't send the money directly to China, so he just banked out of EcoHealth. It's like a fake nonprofit in the U.S., and they sent it to Wuhan. Gain of function, again, a propaganda word, because what is the function they're talking about? Death.
As a doctor, I have never seen something so injurious to the human body. It invades the brain. It invades the heart. It causes brain and heart damage. It invades the bone marrow. It stimulates antibodies to actually start to attack our own platelets and our other cells in our body. It causes blood clotting and damage to blood vessels like we've never seen. Data from University of Pittsburgh suggesting it causes cancer. Since when do we have a protein that actually injures the brain, injures the heart, the bone marrow, the immune system, causes blood clotting, and potentially causes cancer in a single protein? It's a weapon. In fact, there are 3 papers, one by Farkas, published in Military Medicine, and 2 by Yen, published in Preprint. They've actually concluded it is a bioweapon. According to strict military criteria, it's a bioweapon.
Anyone harassing me to wear a mask, you guys are violating federal law. You get that? Get that on camera.
This Trader Joe's shopper confronted for not wearing a mask in the store. She claims she has a medical reason not to.
I have a breathing problem. My doctor would not let me wear a mask.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with masks. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet. But it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
Gain of function is death maximization.
Right.
Then you're like, hey guys, refund bioweapon research into death maximization? Because that's what gain of function means.
Yeah, it means
that's the function.
Making
death.
A disease so that people can get it. Give it to people.
Yeah,
by the way,
what's that function again? Oh, the function is death? Oh, okay, so
also,
just call it a death-maximizing virus.
If you're
That's
doing
insane.
research on that, and the idea behind this research is so that we can cure these things, how come you don't have a fucking cure?
Start with cure. Cure first, disease second.
It doesn't make any sense.
I have no recollection. I'm sorry, would you repeat the question? What's the question again?
The World Health Organization has become nothing more than a corrupt globalist scam. The United States will withdraw from the corrupt World Health Organization. It deserves to be completely abolished and replaced. Then I will work to forge a new coalition of nations that are strongly committed to protecting health while also upholding sovereignty and freedom.